Добрый вечер. Уважаемые дамы и господа, для меня большая честь приветствовать всех вас сегодня в Индийском посольстве. Это наша первая встреча в этом году. Примите мои поздравления вам и вашим семьям по случаю Нового года. Мы собирались с вами за день до национального праздника Индии, День Республики, 26 января, это завтра. Позвольте мне воспользоваться данной возможностью и представить вам информацию об индийских и российских отношениях в 2020 году, а также сообщить о наших планах на 2021 год. Мы отвечаем 20-летие особого и привилегированного стратегического партнерства между Индией и Россией. Данное партнерство является уникальным для международных отношений, установившие дружеский рекорд в разные периоды века и эры, отмечено регулярными контактами и доверием на высоком уровне между нашими лидерами. Наши стратегические интересы, схожи и долгосрочные перспективы и пользуются крепкой общественной поддержкой. Воспоминание слова министра иностранных дел России его превосходительства господина Сергея Лаврова от 18 января. Индия наш очень близкий, очень стратегический, очень особый и очень привилегированный партнер. Я хочу сказать, что это самое лучшее краткое описание индийско-российских отношений. А сейчас я продолжаю на английском языке. This year, of course, we mark the 20th anniversary of our strategic partnership. President Putin visited India in the year 2000. He met Prime Minister Vajpayee. And since then, our strategic partnership has grown from strength to strength. And as I said in Russian, it is quite unique in international relations, of the sort of trust, the continuity. Of course, we need to address the new challenges that come up as we proceed, but there is no relationship as better prepared to take on the new challenges of the post-COVID world as we enter into 2021. Hopefully, this year will mark the beginning of the post-COVID world. A very complicated world where relationships are in flux, big powers are flexing their muscles, the old multilateral order is under deep stress, but India and Russia are best placed through cooperation, consultation, through trust to take this forward. We did not have a summit last year because of the COVID situation and for no other reason. India and Russia have had annual summits continuously since the year 2000. So while the absence of a high-level face-to-face meeting is something that was noted, the fact is that our leaders, Prime Minister Modi and President Putin, spoke to each other 4 times. Our Defense Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh, visited Russia twice, one for the 75th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War, to give solidarity with Russia, with the Russian people, with the Russian armed forces, and we had one major, very colorful, very popular Indian contingent that participated in the Red Square Parade. Our Foreign Minister Dr. Jaishankar visited Moscow along at the same time in September with our Defense Minister for the SCO meeting. He also had a meeting with of the RIC. We also had a bilateral meeting with his counterpart, Foreign Minister Lavrov. Last year, of course, many of you would recall that Foreign Minister Lavrov began the year with visiting Delhi for the Raisina dialogue. So despite the COVID pandemic, we did have a lot of interaction, and India worked very closely with Russia to ensure the success of the Russian presidency of BRICS and the SCO and the RIC, and we cooperated very closely in the G20. With Russia's support and close consultations, India has already begun its seat on the Security Council as a non-permanent member between 2021 and 2022. It has gotten off to a very good start. This was facilitated by the visit of our Secretary in charge of UN Affairs, Mr. Vikas Swarup, who met with Deputy Foreign Minister Varshanen in December. We've had consultations on Afghanistan, we've had consultations from the UN on the Arctic issues. For the first time, India and Russia have spoken on the Arctic issues. This is a continuation of the ACT Far East policy launched by Prime Minister Modi during the Vladivostok summit of September 2019. Another major offshoot of that was the holding last week of the first India, Russia, Japan trilateral track 2 dialogue. India welcomed Russia's observership in the non-aligned movement. India strongly supported Russia's intention to play a more active role in the Indian Ocean Rim Association. We have taken forward our trade negotiations with the EAEU, and India actively supports the Eurasian Partnership initiative of Russia. We wish to take forward the North-South corridor in a very major way. The time has come. And we also wish to operationalize the Chennai-Vladivostok maritime corridor, because this will fit into the larger connectivity projects in the Indo-Pacific that will take us into Russian development in the Russians' northern seashore, which is the Arctic area. India is in touch with its Russian counterparts for major energy investments in the Russian Arctic, as well as Russian investments in India as India progresses and goes forward with respect to gasification of its economy, gasification and increased use of energy. There are huge prospects with respect to import of Russian coking coal into India to enhance the efficiency of our steel industry. The $1 billion credit line that was announced by Prime Minister Modi during the Vladivostok summit is the subject of very detailed discussions, advanced discussions between the finance ministries of both countries. So despite the COVID pandemic, let me say that India-Russia relations have been active, very productive, and we have laid the good basis for the resumption of contacts when they happen in 2021. We expect a series of high-level visits to take place in the first quarter of this year to take forward and prepare for a possible bilateral summit sometime in the middle of the year, provided the COVID situation allows face-to-face meetings. India-Russia relations are of such strategic nature that these have to be facilitated through face-to-face meetings. Let me also say a few words about cooperation between India and Russia during the COVID period. First of all, I'd like to thank the Russian authorities for facilitating the return of more than 12,000 Indian nationals, many of them students from far-flung places in Russia, back to India. and we likewise facilitated the return of more than 6,000 nationals from Russia, Russian nationals in India who were stuck during the COVID lockdown. There was cooperation in the medical sphere. India provided more than 80 tons of medical supplies during the COVID period. More importantly, today we face the prospect of increasing this cooperation in the field of vaccines. Many of you are aware that Sputnik vaccine is in a very advanced stage of regulatory approvals in India. The second phase has been completed. The third phase trials have begun. And as soon as these trials are completed with the necessary regulatory approvals, we envisage a major rolling out of Sputnik vaccines in India, using the Indian production capacities for India, for Russia, and for the entire world. As you are aware, India has already launched a major vaccination program. Unfortunately, there are close similarities between India and Russia. The high numbers that we witnessed in November and December are on the way down, like it is in Russia, like it is in India. On 16th January, India started its vaccination program. Our objective is to vaccinate more than 300 million people. It is the largest vaccination program in the world. We have already accomplished in less than a week about 1.6 million vaccinations, and these numbers are expected to increase as we move forward. India has also said that while Indian requirements are to be met, we already have 80 million doses of vaccine that has already been produced in India. We wish to take this forward in a spirit of sharing what we have. India has reached out and has provided grants, free grants, for our dear friends in our neighboring countries, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Seychelles, Maldives, and the list is expected to increase. We've also sent COVID vaccines to Brazil, to Saudi Arabia is on the list, Morocco, and others. We have received requests for more than 90 countries for vaccines that are produced in India. This is not a surprise because India is truly the pharmacy of the world. We have 60% of the world's production capacity, and our Prime Minister, when he addressed the UN General Assembly, said that what India has, India will share, as part of our philosophy of sharing, and the spirit of the world is one family. So in pursuance of that, we have taken this forward. I'm very confident that the India-Russia vaccine cooperation will be a very major pillar as we move forward, as we roll out and the vaccination processes in different countries accelerate and make a positive impact, not just for our people but for humanity as a whole. This year will also be important in terms of strengthening our defense ties, strengthening our ties in the economic area. We look forward to the return of our Indian students to many Russian universities. Aeroflot is already in touch with the Indian Civil Aviation Authorities to resume at least flights at least twice a week. We hope that these consultations are completed soon. I began by quoting Foreign Minister Lavrov. I would very much encourage you to look at his extremely positive remarks with respect to India in his 18th January press conference. I can never better what the Foreign Minister said. We fully endorse his great support for India. So, lastly, let me wish you and your families good health. We have taken precautions during the last year. Part of the precautions is to continue to wear the mask, to have social distancing, to take normal precautionary measures. And part of the precautionary measures is to take the vaccination. And in respect of that, I can very happily say that I joined my Russian friends in a polyclinic in Taganskaya, took the first shot, I'm perfectly fine. I will encourage anyone else to take it forward. And once the second shot is over and once all the people are vaccinated, we can have a post-vaccination party separately in summer. So with that, great welcome. Happy New Year once again, and please enjoy the evening. And we look forward to working with you, along with you, as we take forward the cause of India-Russia relations during 2021. Thank you.